our methods differ, we have the same goal. We both fight the plague.
You must protect him, Amicia.
What a great concept from Asobo Studio for the creation of this adventure and survival game, telling the story of young siblings and a swarm of rats. This game is based on true historical events, in fact one of the darkest from France in the 14th century. The entire European continent was facing the threat of extinction from the Black Death, the plague that had taken hundreds of million souls, while the 100 Years' War is being fought in the background. It is AD 1348, and you're a teenager named Amicia from the noble Darun family, who are being hunted by the Inquisition, a fundamentalist ecclesiastical group. In the meantime, Europe is facing a mysterious disease, dwindling the number of its population rapidly. Amicia's little brother Hugo is a sickly child. Together, they take on an adventure of a lifetime, seeing the world through their innocent and naive perspectives. This is an assurance that A Plague Tale: Innocence's story is its strongest feature.
I'm sorry, I'm sick. No.
The gameplay of A Plague Tale: Innocence places emphasis on keeping your head low, exploring new places, and solving puzzles. However, the most outstanding feature is the army of rats. In fact, this is probably the strongest selling point of the game. The creators are so proud of their invention, the Rats Wave technology, that could display up to 5,000 rats in one go. And they are not just a number. Each and every single one of them can interact and respond to your character, the environment you're in, the amount of illumination, and your enemies in real time.
They're scared of the light!
Even though there are several historical references throughout the story, the alchemy feature adds the fantasy surrealism aspect into the game. You, as a 15-year-old girl, will have to fight for your life against all kinds of enemies of varying size and number. Your wit to figure out how to interact with your environment will get you through this atrocity. Amicia's main weapon is her sling, which can be loaded with various kinds of projectiles as the story proceeds. Tool upgrading gives a lot more depth to your gameplay.
Let's get to work.
Collected materials will be used to upgrade your tools and make them even more powerful as you go through chapters of the game. But these materials are scarce, which means you have to make a decision of which to upgrade. This will affect your style of playing. Your sling especially can be refined in its reloading speed, attacking damage, etc. in total 7 types, which can be broken down into several tiers of 21 skills total. The 3D visuals of this game are absolutely stunning, to the same level of several AAA games. Every movement of every character looks so natural, even more obvious when your character is sneaking around, thanks to the motion capture used in the creation of all these characters.
Stay here.
The cruelty of the world in the 14th century, when towns and cities were plagued with war and mortal disease, the tone of colours, the environment, everything is so neatly designed and shows how much the creator has done their research for this masterpiece.
Bloody bourgeois.
During the game, occasionally you would hear some music from only a few instruments, not the whole orchestra as in many games. But this is enough to drag you deeper into the story, to be touched by the despair, the fear, or even the relationship between characters. Other sound effects, like the rotating sling spinning through the air, the bell toll from a church, the sound of footsteps on leaf-covered floor, or the deadly squeak from the rat's army, are of an equivalent effect.
No! The torch! Get to the torch!
Though stealth games are so well known, we believe that the Rat's Army is a real breakthrough that would give you a surprise with their sheer number and the way they respond to your protagonist, enemies, and environment. Another remarkable feature of this game is the juxtaposition of the innocence of children and the savage reality of war, nature, and death. Seeing these things through the eyes of children truly makes this game so authentic. And this is PlayPrime stats that show you the game's characteristics. A Plague Tale: Innocence focuses on its story that will surprise you from the very beginning to the very end. However, this is a game created with care and attention, making other characteristics such as presentation elements, uniqueness and creativity, and performance equally awesome. If survival games are already a little bit too mundane, A Plague Tale: Innocence guarantees to deliver an entirely new experience for you. And for this game, the reviewer recommends you to get authentic story, super cool gameplay, and the graphic that is on par with AAA. This is the indie that you don't want to miss. Subscribe to PlayPrime for more reviews and follow us on social media. Thanks for watching!